where did your love for dance begin, and how did you get involved in wanting to be a dancer?
So I started marching band because I had a free instrument. I would always love move and dance and stuff. So the marching band teacher eventually got everyone to join the musical theater program, although it was not a musical theater program like these performing arts high schools. It was just a musical theater program where the marching band people were just like hobbying over to musical theater. Next thing you know, I was doing musicals and stuff, but I didn't really know what was going on. I sort of did it as a hobby with my friends. So I danced in those shows, but I didn't even know what a dance studio was. So after I graduated high school, I went to Rutgers University for public relations. And then I met my first mentor by the name of Tom McKee, who was teaching hip hop at a recreational gym over at Rutgers University when I was about 19 or 20. And I took my first real dance class. In the sense that it was with someone I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. We warm up, we're taking class combinations. I have no idea. Then he showed me around the city. I started falling in love with dance through that. It was always a thing I did at bat mitzvahs and sweet 16s. It was stuff that I did because there was music on. That's what we do. But I didn't know what dance exactly was. So I could never call myself a dancer, especially when you know what a dancer really is. So essentially, that's how it started up. And then I realized when I graduated college at the university, I said, I really love this. Should I give it a shot? But I don't really know what to do because I've never really taken dance. So I didn't really start formally getting involved until about 2021. And then I started just going to these underground house conferences, learning the material, applying it to myself, and then just jumping into the New York scene right away. And because I had to do that, I had to learn how to audition while I was doing it at the same time, because I didn't come from a lot of money. So I had to work right away. So it was sort of this hyper exponential experience of learning, applying, training, and then taking the risk in these auditions to be seen and move forth.
I'm amazed by all of this because you have quite a history with Lin-Manuel Miranda. You made your Broadway debut in his hit musical In the Heights. I mean, what was that audition like? I mean, everybody in the world wanted to be in that.
Well, the irony is I was so at the time I didn't have an agent, and I asked the agent at the time, hey, would you sorry, in other words, I went to an audition for an agent call. I didn't get it. I was in the final rounds. I didn't get it. So then I started crashing calls. When I crashed a call, for an artist, an Atlantic Records artist, and I booked it. That choreographer then called the agency and said, you need to be working with him. So then the agency picked me up. So I said, okay, now I started working with these agencies. I said, I think I want to do more theater stuff too. I think I can do that stuff. And they're like, no, you're our hip hop kid. You that's not what you're going to do. That's what they said to me. So I said, oh, okay, cool. Then I decided to crash other calls. So I went to like a Telsey casting of Rent. And I didn't know how this business worked. So Telsey's casting off Broadway in the Heights. I get a call randomly that, hey, we want to see you for a part of In the Heights. And I was like, what's going on? I don't even know what's going on. So I went to the audition. They wanted me to sing No Pare, Sigue, Sigue. And they don't even do that now, but that was the audition material at the time. And then later on, they asked me to come in for Usnavi Sonny as an understudy. Now, this is how much I was raw. At the time, I was just freestyling, like learning how to do stuff and then picking up a song or something. So when they called me in, immediately I sang and I did the sides for Usnavi and Sonny. I remember Tommy and Lynn and all them behind the table, and they were very nice. And I don't know, now in retrospect, I was seeing how they were, as I speak to you, they were meeting me in a way that I believe, felt resonated with whom and what they do. And so then I went into the other audition room with Andy Blankenbuehler. And I started freestyling, and Michael Balderrama, who was a dance captain at the time, started freestyling as well. And I was like, wait, this is kind of cool. I mean, that's really nice that someone's really so supportive. And then Joey Dowling, who's like a Broadway, you know, and choreographer source, was much and taller than me. I had to partner her. I was like, I don't even know how to partner. So I'm like partnering in the room and trying to figure it out. Next thing you know, I get the call that I'm in Off Broadway in the Heights, and I booked it. And I'm such a guy who didn't know. I had a job in Puerto Rico that I said, okay, in the Heights, I'll come back in a month. I got to go do this job. And they're like, okay. So then I came back afterwards and I booked Off Broadway in the Heights. I did the commercial. Andy saw something in me and he called me to come join him in his studio to be a part of his, essentially a skeleton pre-production crew so I was about 23 when that happened. And then that's exactly when I started learning. And then I had to audition for Broadway in the Heights at the same time. So all that sort of went down. And that's when I did Dame Yankee City Center with Jane Krakowski and Sean Hayes. It was just me crashing these calls and then eventually an agent picking me up. But I was going to these calls to figure it out. Like for Dame Yankees, I had to do all Fosse, but I've never learned Fosse. So I made sure my voice was good and I was singing well. And then two of us booked it. And it was me and Adam Perry out of it that did it. And the irony that neither of us had an agent at the time. We were just sort of doing it.
See, this is what I love about people's careers. Everybody says you have to do this, this, and this. You do not. Everyone has to find their own way in to the business. And I'm fascinated by this. I was like, I can't believe this.
This is
these gigs.
It's especially because, and for people who might be listening, I did not go to school for formal dance, classically training. So I knew as I was applying myself as a fundamental dancer in hip hop and house and like other styles, I was open to whatever came. You know what I mean? In the Heights was all partnering. I had to learn salsa on too. And so immediately I knew I need to get my vocals and my acting at another tier as well. And that's what I felt. So I was always training that at the same time in order to diversify myself so that I can really have opportunities and to do the things I really wanted to do, which was storytell and be a vessel for it.